Hello. We're sitting here with the rose of Sharon just behind me. So I'm just in Padmasana. Just had a walk through a few different gardens, well tended, mostly wild, somewhere in the middle. The meditation is based on the notion that if we extend the metaphor of a garden into our processes up here and in the heart, it can be quite helpful to recognize that in this incarnation as these beings, as humans, we are garden and gardener. So there's an interesting non-dual interplay at the notion of duality, or perhaps duality's interplay at the notion of non-duality. You know, when we see a seed that we think will be healthful, productive, nutritious, we protect that, water it, nourish it, maybe mark it, check in on it. And so, similarly, these seeds arise or arrive near, and it can be a helpful practice to discern, is this seed a weed, or is this seed going to be a nutritious dinner down the road? As this applies to plants, not just seeds, but as a meditative practice, it can be just helpful to tune into the seeds. So before the roots grab hold, and before it's hard to discern, is that indeed a weed or something that I planted and I've forgotten what it is? Well, similarly, when we find a seed that isn't going to be something healthful, perhaps it's poisonous or inedible or invasive, and then we take that seed and we don't give it the light, don't water it, don't nourish it, but we don't exactly discard it either. We want to keep our eye on it, see if it sprouts, know where we put it. If you just take that seed and out of the garden and throw it outside the borders of the garden, it'll perhaps sprout right there in the yard, in your lawn, nearby. And if it's toxic or invasive or overcrowding, it may have the same effect as had it been in the garden. So it's important to consider removing that seed, but then keep an eye on it, learning about it. We may not water it, nourish it, try and plant more of them, but we do want to see how it functions. And at the seed stage, it's relatively inert, relatively easy to manage, far fewer demands. So the meditation is to watch the seeds come into your awareness. So they can be seeds of thought or opinion, and just practice discerning. Is this something I'm going to bring to the light and water and care over, nourish? Or is it rather something I'm going to remove and continue to understand? So we're just going to do that for a few moments in super boring video meditation. I'm not sure if you can see, but a cool little bug just, I think, flew in at the moment I said that. It's pretty orange, landed just by my heart there. Okay, so I'll just change the view a little bit for the meditation. See if that works at all. There's the Rose of Sharon there. So we're just practicing the discerning, not the watering, not the nourishing, not even the separating of healthful from perhaps toxic. Just discerning. What is this seed? If by the time it's in your awareness, it's more of a woody plant than a seed, we can skip that one for the meditation, understanding as we do that that'll be more difficult. We can just look, there'll be more seeds, you know. Birch branch, videographers, not as stable as I thought it might be. So the last notion that I wanted to mention here with this is the notion that, you know, we're discerning the seeds, or these seeds that we want to cultivate or take out of cultivation. But the last thought, and this is why I was doing this next to the Rose of Sharon, and this is a pretty grand plant. It's definitely taller than I, definitely broader than I am tall. This is in fact the second thing that was planted here on the farm when we came in. But this particular plant was just transplanted, kind of giving rise to the notion that there are not simply two ideas coming upon a tree or a plant, which is to cultivate or to set aside from cultivation, but perhaps transplantation is the appropriate answer. So sometimes what may seem toxic or invasive or troublesome or inedible would grow better in a different place in the self. Different light, different watering schedule, different soil. And so sort of a third way when considering the seeds that arrive would be transplantation. So enjoy that. Thank you.